What's up, everybody? Blue Collar Crypto coming at you. We're going to do some Bitcoin price analysis here. We're looking at Bitcoin on the weekly chart going all the way back to the beginning of 2017 here. And, in the last couple days, just taking this into the hourly chart real quick, you can see that Bitcoin just ran into an absolute wall here, up a little bit above 11,500 and then bang, just sell, looks like it might return, sell, and just absolutely brutal. And we are really looking ugly here with the price just around $9,000 and threatening to go even lower. And the question is now is, where is the bottom? When should I buy back in? Should I get out forever? What the hell is going on? So let's go back to the weekly and start to unpack this chart from some different perspectives. So I like to begin with the bigger picture here. So after the peak and then the initial drop, the bottom of that was around $8,000 on the weekly chart. Obviously, it went a lot lower on the daily and the hourly. We'll talk about that a little later. But right now, all we want to be concerned about is the weekly chart. So let's get a line, and I'm going to draw it right at 8,000 because psychological barriers, even numbers as well. So, and then of course after the bottom, the top of the first big bull rush. I like to call it the correction, because when you correct something, you make it better. So my blue collar terminology for a correction is after a crash, the market corrects itself in the direction we all want it to be going, which is the correct way, and then it crashes again. So maybe that's a little silly, and I'm putting this one about 11,500. All right. Now, what I think has happened is Bitcoin is establishing its post-correction trading range with a firm bottom on the weekly established and a firm top on the weekly established. Now, the daily range could be outside of that, right? For example, in the next couple days, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw one of these little lines here poking down in here. The big question is, do we dip below 5,800? And that's very, very scary, sitting around 9,000. And honestly, guys, I don't think that's going to be the case. I'm going to break down why I think that this is actually probably a good time to buy Bitcoin. Or if you want to be a little more patient and cautious, see if you can grab some $8,500 action, but be quick about it. So now let's take this to the daily here. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of dry mouth here, and I don't have water in reach, so my voice is a bit scratchy. All right, so now we're taking a look at this here, and I mean, obviously this 11.5 is just such an area of pressure, and even more concerning on the daily is, we had this sort of double top, this big kind of correction, came back, we've broken below that, and it's a sign that maybe we're going to be bearish down toward this bottom. And I think this is entirely possible. So just to give you sort of an idea of what I'm talking about, we're going to draw the speculation trends, okay? So I'm talking about some action and like this kind of thing. But never breaking below 8,000 is the key during the month of, during March and into April. Never breaking below 8,000 would be pretty critical there. Going back on the longer perspective to the weekly, maybe a trend of lows in the previous year might be an indicator. Let's take a look. Low, low, maybe here. And you just kind of try them out. Does this seem to correlate? Maybe. It's very, very hard to say. This could just be completely junk speculation. But on the daily chart here, think 8,000 is the big question mark, because it concerns me that if we break below 8,000 on the weekly, we're seeing a much longer term turnaround with the cryptocurrency and the price of Bitcoin specifically. Right now, I believe that Bitcoin is going to have a pretty bullish year, a little second wave action as everyone who missed the first boat dives onto the second one. And so I just imagine the price sort of, I'm just going to follow my cursor, humor me, guys, drifting back up, and ultimately near the end of the year getting up toward 35 grand. That's my year prediction for Bitcoin, is 35 grand by the end of the year. So I mean, obviously, like right now, if you think it's going to be 35 grand at the end of the year, you just buy and hold like it's nothing. But right here is the big question. I mean, I have a lot of good reasons why I think that could happen, from social economic trends based on the weather getting nicer outside, to the technology developing utility, to the second wave of people who felt like they missed the boat. But of course, Bitcoin has been so amazingly bullish. I mean, taking it to the log chart here really gives you an idea of what's going on and why so many people are scared, because they look back in 2016 when it was 300, they look at this log chart, and it's like, this has been bullish all the way. Absolutely no change. Bullish, bullish, bullish from 2015 all the way to 2018, from 200 to 20,000. And we're only back to 10,000. A lot of people look at this and they think it's going to die. And honestly, if you're just a guy who looks at charts and you're not considering what the underlying technology is, it's understandable. But the problem is, those guys and their sentiment contribute to what the market's doing. So the bears are out, But I would say that, honestly, I think we're going to find a weekly bottom above 8 grand. It could likely be 9 grand. Let's just do some speculation right now. Let's just take some guesses and consider them as we go and talk about it. So let's say 9 grand as a weekly bottom. Maybe on the minute chart we go down to 8 grand, not the minute, the daily, but on the weekly. So what that would mean is there would be sort of a bullish angle inside of this trading range, this post-correction trading range at this sort of angle. We're just guessing here. And let's just sort of draw this down at this angle and see if there's like any sort of angle correspondence. So that's my blue collar term, which is, I say angle correspondence, but I'll show you exactly what I mean. Is that when trends change and correct and so on, there's that whole support turn pressure, or pressure turn support. So right here, this angle, pretty similar to this one from the other trend, used to be support, and now it seems to become pressure. Of course, this is complete speculation. I'm just guessing as we go here, but it certainly would not surprise me to see Bitcoin moving in the channel with the with these little rays here. Now, of course, if we break below, but we maintain the angle up, pow. You know what I'm saying? And you see this type of thing occur as things are in the consolidation or equilibrium or whatever you want to call it. And so I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So I wanted to delete all the lines just to get a clear canvas here. Okay, top of the trading range, bottom. Okay. Longer term bullish trend, shorter term bearish trend, like that. And so in general, you'd expect the price to sort of fight in this little triangle, ultimately breaking through the pressure and continuing in this range into May, and then ultimately getting enough momentum to break above 12 grand. And if I had to venture a guess, that's what I think is going to happen. Now, of course, guys, I could be completely effing wrong. And, you know, in a month we come on here and we just see, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just the death of Bitcoin, $3,500. Like, I really doubt it, though, guys. I really do. I think there's just too much enthusiasm left in this market for the technology. I think the 7,000 point will hold on the daily. 8 will hold on. I should say 8 will hold on the daily. 9 will hold on the weekly, and we'll see a nice sort of accumulation phase during the month of April, and finally a May warm. The weather gets warm, sunshine in summertime, you know, summer vacation, and the price of Bitcoin just takes its own vacation. Maybe around August, getting up toward its double top, and then breakout, baby, as cryptocurrency gets to $1 trillion market cap. And Merry freaking Christmas. Listen, guys, it's going to be great, especially your small market cap projects. Right now, I want to give a quick shout out to what I've been looking at here. Internet of People. Sorry, Byteball, but until you guys get your PR together, I'm just going to hold my shares, but I'm not buying no more until you guys get that act together. I'm telling you. But Internet of People, really, really great project, small market cap. They just launched the beta version of their Android and like Apple wallet software. I've got it on my phone. As soon as they go out of beta, I'll be moving my shares from Bittrex onto my own hardware, and basically just treating this project like a long hold. You know, taking a look on the daily here, and we see just, tell me that doesn't look like a buy opportunity. We see just massive fluctuation as it comes onto the market. This action here is the pre-launch, so it's, you kind of got to disregard that. But even here, we're talking about a factor of 10x in a matter of days as this came onto the market, flying back down, back up, back down. Now seems to be in a tighter accumulation phase. And I'm just kind of doing a little bit of day trading with it, trying to accumulate more shares, buying, you know, a little more when I can, all for the intention of put this away for 6 months, and you know what I'm saying? So wish me luck, guys. I got to get off here. I'll talk to y'all later.